Now, a friend of the show and EastEnders star Natalie Cassidy says, despite being sensible with money, having a pension, no debt, she doesn't believe in storing money up, saying you could get run over tomorrow. I like to live in the moment, she says. So a lot of people have that way of thinking. Is that the way you think, Judi?
Do you know what? I think I don't know where I'm at. I'm in a bit of a middle because, you know, coming from a working class background, I think you always have that anxiety regards to money. And, you know, I've seen so many different outcomes of people saving and people becoming ill and where it's been useful for them to have the money that they've saved, but at the same time, they've been so ill that they end up not being able to use the money. So I think it's really important for me at this moment to have a balance and just manage my own internal anxieties or worries because of where I've kind of come from. But I do feel like it's important to live a little, especially if you're a parent. You're always constantly thinking about what you have for the kids now, what you're going to have for the kids when they're older, what you're going to have for the kids when you've gone. And I think it's about time, as you work so hard, to just live in that moment and do a few nice things for yourself and not feel guilty about it as well. I think that's what the issue. You have that kind of guilt.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that you're always saying that what you're going to leave for the kids, what you can do for the kids. Maybe they could look after themselves. Yeah,
well, I think it's important for them, if they've seen you've worked so hard, for them to understand that it's about how you push forward with nothing to make something, you know, because you can be so quick to set up and make sure they're OK, and they can come in a situation where they don't even know how to handle finances or expect that they don't need to do anything. So I think education is the key. And sometimes they need to see mummy doing a bit for herself. And that's everybody, mummy, daddy, and even if you don't have children, you know, appreciate what you have and spend a little, enjoy yourself. It's tight now for everybody, I think, you know. We're living in a very uncertain time. So, you know, finances for everyone is such a complicated conversation to have, and we have to be sensitive to everybody's needs because people are on different incomes. So if you can save a little, but don't feel bad to just treat yourself a little bit, you know?
Yeah. I think also when we were younger, it was much easier to get on the property ladder. It's almost impossible now for young people, you know? So you can have a son or a daughter who's working really, really hard, but to get that first, you know, that first foot into getting a place of their own is virtually impossible. So I think a lot of parents think, well, I want to help them out a little bit if I can. But, yeah, I mean, I'm very similar to you. My mum always brought me up, save, 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 save. And I look at my mum now, you know, she saved all her life and she definitely went without a lot of really nice things because her mentality was save for a rainy day because she grew up with nothing. But then I look at the money now going on her care and it's literally just like...
Yeah.
And so it's really kind of made me go, OK, I'm actually going to have a bit of a nice time while I've still got, you know, the wherewithal to do it and not do so much of that. But that's easy for me to say because I'm 62 and I've managed to save a bit of money over the years. But if I was young now, I don't know. I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah. It's hard also to get away from what you were sort of brought up with, you know, like money doesn't grow on trees, waste not, want not. That was the whole thing that I got constantly as a kid. Won't ask you about that, Colleen. I know it's a sore subject.
I can't remember the question. I'm pretty sure.